Hi, welcome back to Recycled Model Railways. I'm Paul. So, I've been gone for a bit. Yeah, life took over. But anyway, this video, you've seen the clip. You can see everything that's on the desk. Don't tune out and think, oh, not another one of them, what am I up to? I actually want you to pay attention to what I'm talking about and give me some answers. And I'm serious. I'm not one of those that's looking for comments so it makes me look good. I actually want some people to give me some opinions. Now, I know there's a few of you out there who will, but I'm asking everyone, if you're watching this, take the time and give me an answer or two. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me whatever the hell you want. Just give us an opinion. Anyway, let's get on with it. Stop rabbiting on, and we'll catch you in a bit. So, you've seen from the screenshot what's on the board. So, where are we at? Well, we've done some bits, but I haven't done a great deal if I'm honest. So I just want to walk through, keep you up to date where I'm at, but also look for some opinions. Right, so this was sitting in a jar of isopropyl alcohol. It'd been there forever because I'd forgotten about it. It's been cleaned off. It's had a coat of white primer and it's had its ends yellowed, but then I stopped. This loco is the one that is now going to be pulling my permanent weigh unit. So because of the amount of vehicles that will be involved now, I want a big engine. Here's question number one for you all. Would you A, paint it in BR blue, or B, in the green with the white stripe, the earlier versions? Bear in mind that I am attempting to be somewhere between the 60s to the mid 70s, so I can cover either of those. So I would appreciate your opinion on what colour you think that should be, because right now I'm not sure. So we're going to put that to one side. Staying with locos, this thing was also in the same jar with the 31. It got painted up in white. We did some yellow ends because I had the yellow paint out. And then for the first time I used Phoenix Paint's BR Blue. Stayed the hell out of it because I do have a little whisker thing. And it's come out looking like this. And I'm not sure what to make of that. Yes, we went over the white primer, but I wasn't expecting to go on in one coat, but it's patchy as hell. However, I did wonder, could you leave it like that, weather it, and it would look like faded paint? Would you already have faded paint in BR Blue by the time the mid-70s come around? Maybe, maybe not. So, again, comments please. What do you think? What's your opinion? I am looking, you'll see that the front end's almost non-existent. I am looking to use this particular one for the Class 13 because it needs its front end sorting, it wants its back end sorting and various other things. It's by no means anywhere near finished paint wise. It was just roughed in to get an idea of where it was at and did I want it in blue, which I now know that I do. So that was, we kind of got that done. Right. More locos. This thing has been kicking around since last summer. I bought it in a red kit at a train fair. Can't remember the make of it now. Quite a few guys knew what it was and told me. It's been in about 3 different colours so far, and I'm still not sure whether I'm happy with this one. So I'm happy with the green, the British local green. I decided to paint the top in local grey. However, I did have 2 bad fractures under the paint. Now, I've done my best to fill them in, but I'm still not happy. So I've got a plan to cut up some really, really thin plastic card and put what looks like plates over the top as if there were things you would remove. I've got a fan and mesh for there, and I've got mesh for there. The base is done. Ends are yellow, but they're going to get lights in. This buffer detail needs all in the right colours. So where am I going with this? I don't think I like that. I saw it once on a picture, I think it was the Teddy Bear Class 14, and it had this luminous green cab, and I thought, oh, I really like that, it's striking. And up until a couple of days ago, all of it, the sides, the front, the back and the lid, were in this green, for want of another way of putting it. I thought the roof was too much, so I painted the grey in. Now I think the grey comes down too far, so I don't know whether I like that. So this is your next question. What would you do with the cab? I've thought about yellow front, yellow back and green sides, taking the dark green higher and still staying with the dark grey top. So let me know what you think, because I am genuinely asking you. I'm genuinely asking you, what do you think? Do you have an opinion? Because right now I really want to get this damn thing finished, but every time I paint it, something comes up where I think, nope, not happy with that. So that one, please. Right, these fellas, the Lima 040s, they've been painted. One of them got repainted. I stripped it. I think it was the original one, which would be that one, and I know it's the original one because I put that in, and I never put it in these two. I decided to have a little bit of a difference. So they got repainted, and then before I put any transfers on, which you might think, why are you mad? I had a reason. Before I put my transfers on, which are all done, ready, varnished, etc., I threw some, now what was this I put on? I think it's frame dirt if I remember rightly. So I did all of the chassis block, and I have liberally applied it, because having seen these things first hand at British Steel, they were a mess. They were always a mess. So I don't have any questions about these unless somebody wants to throw a suggestion out there, but the next steps are basically paint the grille, lights at the back, wasp stripes here, wasp stripes here, some kind of plastic in here for the windows, and I think I showed you on the last one those sort of cockpit case and things that were meant for the Triumph Dog Shunter. They're going to get them in, and a couple of people, and then they're going to go back together. So that's me finished with the locos. Right, my two cranes, if you remember, one was already black because I'd already painted it black, and one was red that I bought to go with it. They've both been primed, and then I set about painting them, and I knew that I didn't want them in complete black again because I didn't like the other one. So where am I going with it? I'll put this to one side because that's not as far forward. So again, with the sleeper gram framed out, whatever the hell, keep getting it wrong every time. I've slathered the bottom. I will do some more of the top bits. I have deliberately put the yellow on here. My last time it was white, and I am going to put wasp stripes on there just because it was a breakdown area. A little yellow to note the end of the jib, and I'm going to paint the hook in yellow as well. But basically the crane itself is going to stay black, and I ordered some white transfer paper because I want to see if I can get white numbers. Still not sure how it's going to work, but I'm going to try it because obviously I want some codes on these. So again, no particular questions unless you've got a comment about it. Right, staying on the theme of the breakdown bits, this is where I'm at with these. These are them resin printed things that I'm moaned and twisted about. So they've been painted in the frame there, they've been blacked up on the outside, and I've put an oily silver inside. Now obviously I've got to put a bit of foam in yet and some fresh ballast, because these were the ballast carriers for that unit. So we've got two, but as I moaned about before, and I'll moan about it again, there's a lot to do to these things, because I've got to make barriers to go on them. I've got to put wheels on them, which they didn't give you enough of. Buffers. When I say wheels, I mean the things that open the gravel pit. And then the actual running wheels themselves. So I'm happy with the colours and the ideas. I'm just not happy about how much work I have to do. And then we've got just your run-of-the-mill 7-plank wagon that's been done in BR bauxite. It needs some wheels, and this is a graphite. Come in a job lot, I'm guessing. Never done graphite before, but if you can see, I don't know, let me just see if I can put my light over this for you to see better. Can you see that? Right, so the thing that I've never seen before is you see here and here, your wheels don't sit in the ends here. They sit in these clips. They're clipped into them, which I'm not sure how well it's... I mean, you know, it's a fairly tight tolerance, that, and if you don't get it right, your wheels aren't going to spin very well. And unfortunately, I didn't notice it till after I'd painted it. But I'm going to have to do something with it, because I'm not throwing it away because of that. So if anyone has any suggestions, let me know. But that's going to be part of the permanent way set again, just literally for the purpose of carrying away any debris, because it's got a drop down door so they can hike it in. So that's that one. Then there's this one. Oh, and it would fall out, wouldn't it? Thought I'd glued them all in. Never mind. A little wagon, little low side, painted up in the colours it's going to be. This one's not a graphite, I think it's a triangle if I remember rightly. And all we've got is a bunch of sleepers in it. I've got to paint them yet. They just literally got chucked in, glued in, and left at that. But from what I read, there would be a wagon that would be carrying sleepers, so we've got that covered. Then this, my wagon to carry rail sections on. So I know in the real world they were 60 feet long, and in scale this wagon here is not long enough to carry scale 60 feet sections. It carries scale 40 foot sections. Now when I got this end was completely broken off, so it was glued. I used AMA and then super glue, and then I put some plastic padding in it, and then I deliberately battered it up. So I don't know if you can see the edge of that, but I deliberately battered it up on the edges so that it looked like it had been hit several times. Built the platforms, cut down the Code 70 reel that I got out of Peter's, and stuck them on. So all I've got to do to this right next is I've got to set the height of me NEM pocket on the bogies, and put some decent wheels on, because the wheels that are on it are plastic. So I'm happy with that, and I've got no issues. Last one, and then I'll stop that. I've stopped boring you. So I discussed on the last video the idea of having another trailer that might have a JCB on it that could be called If Needed. So a basic triangle bogie, it's still got its triangle wheels on, that's not an issue. So what have I done to it? I built this little box at the back. Don't ask me why, I haven't got a clue, but I will be putting things in it. And I built this one here as somewhere for the bucket to sit. Now I know it's going to be chained down and da-de-da, but I just wanted to do something, and I built it an entire wooden bed. Now the idea of the wooden bed was that these are meant to be steel tracks, and steel on steel doesn't go, it slips. So I built it wooden bed that overhangs slightly so that it can get itself on and off under its own power. So, very basic job. It's been painted grey and then had a lot of weathering thrown at it. Again, needs decals. We bought this off eBay. I think it was under 20 quid. And it was from a company called, I think it was Y King, as in W-I and then King. Cracking little model. Until I painted it, everything moved, everything operated. Well, I'm not bothered about it operating, it's going to sit on a trailer. So I wasn't worried about painting things to the point where they wouldn't shift anymore. I did my best to do some kind of an imitation on the wheel by trying to paint them heavily in silver, and then when it was dry to run it backwards and forwards till that most of it fell off, which meant the black come through. Then I chucked some brown at it. But the one thing I found was the more that I rolled it backwards and forwards, these bloody rubber tread things just wouldn't stay on. And yes, I know I've just said it's not going to move. So in the finish, to keep them on while I was putting it together, I actually super glued it on each end just to keep it in place. But it does come apart very, very easily. There's a little pin in the middle here that you pop out, that detaches all of that. This comes off that, and then literally this arm is here and here. You just pop and it comes out, and then the bucket is exactly the same. So that got sprayed silver straight away. I have got to mucky that up a little bit yet. And I went for a typical JCB colour. It also helps that I've already had yellow and I was busy with yellow. So the whole thing got primed in white, and if you're thinking, oh my god, he's painted the glass. Well, I haven't. It's got Mascol under there. Because what I did do was, it does come with a seat and some controls inside it, and I managed to find one of my little from China figures that was ridiculously minute that fit in, because a standard figure just wouldn't. So I painted that figure up, chucked them on a seat, Mascol the windows, so that when I'm done, Mascol off, you can see in the cab. But as I said, I went for JCB colours, white cab, yellow body. I've found some JCB decals which can go on the boom where they normally were, and I could put one across the back. But I'm trying to decide, do I put a great JCB logo there, or should I put wasp stripes on this as well? Bearing in mind that it's part of the permanent way wagons again. What I will do when I've finished and it sits on here, I am going to run some chains, albeit they will only be glued, from the underneaths across to these shackle points. So you'll have crossover and the same over here, just to give the impression that it's fastened down to the truck and it can't fall off when the train's in movement. So there you go, that's where I am. That's all I've managed to get done in the last month, because we've had lots going on. Busy with work, busy with the personal life. We've had a wedding on, and we've swapped our cars, and anyway, the list goes on. So this has kind of took a back seat, and I might have done an hour here or an hour there, but didn't really have anything completed. So here's your last question for the day. Biggie, pay attention folks. I've got to make a decision to stop bouncing from project to project to project to project. I need to stop doing that, because I have far too much on my desk. This display thing that sits in front of me now just looks like a bloody scrapyard, because there's stuff piled high on it and it doesn't even look like a display anymore. But more than anything, I need to concentrate on a project and finish a project. So, looking at it right now, quickest and easiest things so that I can say, right, I'm done, is to get these two cranes finished. They're pretty much a paint job, although I have got a snap chain. Not an issue, I've got chain. So I'm thinking after this video I'm going to get these two things finished once and for all, and get the NEM pockets on them ready to go. That'll tie that up. I'm really not looking forward to these bloody things. I wish I'd never bought them. It's probably the one time that I have seriously considered throwing something in the bin, because I'm so brassed off with them and how useless they were and how much stuff I've got to put on. Anyway, you going on, Norman. So I'm going to look at finishing these two. I'm going to put this video out today, and hope, as long as hopefully I get it out today. It depends whether we get visitors or not. What I would all like you to do, every single one of you that watches, take the time to just write one thing, and that is, which one would you want to see finished next? Now I'm fairly sure there's going to be a few people who are going to say these three, because I know there's a bit of interest in the 040s, because nobody's really faffed about them before. But I'd like people's opinions so that I can kind of write myself down, you know, oh, I got quite a few votes for that and a few for them, and I got one for that and naff all for that. So if I get a naff all, then that'll go at the bottom of the list. But all I'm looking for is for somebody or a few people to jump in, give their opinion on what you think I should be looking at next, and then bit by bit I can whittle this down, because apart from this, I've still got them T-coaches to cut apart to get the lights in. I've still got 8 siphon Gs that need to be painted blue. They're all done, they just need the bodies painted blue, and the transfers on. Paint's here, transfers are here. But again, another job, half done, not finished. Freightliner, Christ, I've got loads of that stuff done. I've got all the container boxes sprayed, although I've got to put the red band on. I have all the tank units in white, which is what I wanted. I haven't done anything with the actual trailers yet, but my point is, things I've done, I need to whittle them down one at a time, because I'm sure that sometimes when I'm sitting down to do this, I look at it and it can get a little overwhelming how much stuff you've got to do. Oh, okay, and the shark van. Forgot about the shark van. But all I've really got to do with that is chuck the decals back on it, and finagle a figure into there somehow. So there you go. That's where I'm at. Not very far, not a lot done. Desperately need to prioritise. So come on folks, I know yous watch. I know a lot of people comment, but I know some people do on a regular basis. So give us a hand. What do you want to see next? What would you do about the questions I asked? Blue or green? Can that one stay patchy with weathering to look like faded? What am I doing about the colour on the cab and the roof with the green one? Not so much anything on them unless you have out to say. We'll just forget them pissing things. And any comments on the other two. So come on folks, get involved please, because I really need someone to say stop faffing about me and do this. Anyway, that's all for now. Time to go, because I need to get something done. See you in a bit.